Beautiful flower beds in the courtyard of a private house. Stages of creation. When designing a flower bed, a strict sequence must be observed because only it will give the desired result, will achieve the desired effect. Before you start creating a flower bed, you need to take a sheet of paper and a pencil, schematically draw a land plot and determine a suitable place for a flower garden. It is necessary to determine the shape and design of the flower bed because it should be combined with the surrounding landscape, shape and style of the building. When choosing a flower garden, you need to remember that plants should receive sunlight at least 5 or 6 hours a day, so you need to choose a sunny site without drafts, remove weeds and long grass from it. Now you need to analyze the selected area, determine the type of soil and its condition. In general, the flower bed can be planted on any soil, however, clay soil should be diluted with sand and the poor soil is fertilized with compost, peat. The next stage is the preparation of the soil and loosening, dug, of the soil. This is necessary in order to saturate the soil with oxygen and evenly distribute fertilizers. Stages of soil preparation. Making several stakes and cords. Removal of turf. Drainage from pebbles and sand. Fertilizer. Relief creation. Cleaning the soil from rhizomes. Varieties of flower beds. Depending on the purpose and materials that were used, flower beds are divided into such groups. Borders. In this case, flowers are planted along the garden paths. It is better to use low plants. Robatka. A flat structure that includes several types of colors planted on one or both sides. A solitaire is a tightly planted flower garden which has characteristic signs, for example, a chess combination of trees and colors. A front garden, a plot in front of the house seeded with flowers of various colors, heights and shapes. Mixed borders are a composition that includes various types of colors and bushes. Usually they are placed along garden paths, buildings, or fence. Arabesques are an original configuration for courageous people. For planting, low-growing flowers are used, which create geometric shapes and figures. You can supplement the flower garden with gravines or stones. Rockery, a mixture of flowers and stones. Alpine slide is a slide of stones on which flowers or shrubs grow. Design and decoration of flower beds in the courtyard of a private house. To create a beautiful and bright flower bed, you need to use several types of crops. At the same time, all plants are required to combine such properties: an attractive appearance, long flowering period, resistant to weather whims, the ability to adapt to external conditions during transplantation. If a small border strip is created, then for its implementation it is best to use simple plants. But when creating a large flower garden, it is better to give preference to silver and red-brown tones. You can also use low plants that are considered long-flowering: pansies, margaritas, marigolds, and salvia. Seedlings need to be planted in this way. Pour the seedlings abundantly with water. Get them out of the pot along with the soil. Place the roots of flowers in the hole. Sprinkle with earth and compact a little. To create a floral arrangement, it is undesirable to use fast-growing colors. They are decorative in nature for only a few weeks, after which they grow rapidly. Exclusion from the rules: planting of plants in separate groups. In order for the flower garden to retain an attractive appearance for a long time and please the household needs to take care of him, during care you need to do the following actions: constant loosening and mulching of the soil coating with sawdust or wood bark. Regularly remove weeds and weed out the soil. Strengthen high flowers with support. Water the flowers. The best place for a flower bed on the plot. Ideally, a place for a flower bed is left at the construction stage of a private house. Unfortunately, not everyone thinks about this in advance, which means that flower beds need to be included in the formed landscape design, where there is already a residential building and other buildings, garden paths, and trees. However, it is almost always possible to find a free flower bed while choosing a good location of the flower garden. The following points should be taken into account. Flowers and ornamental plants do not like wind and drafts, which means that it is better to place them in a place where the impact of wind will be minimal. Almost all flowers are sun-loving, which means they need to be placed on the south side of the plot. At the same time, there are plants that do not tolerate prolonged insolation, and it is better to place them on the western or eastern side of a private house. The flower beds should not be placed in the lowlands of the site, as they do not tolerate stagnation of moisture in the ground. Excess moisture is dangerous for the root system. Therefore, the flower bed cannot be placed in a place where rainwater flows, at the roof of a private house or other buildings. Based on everything that was said earlier, we can conclude that the flower bed is best placed in the front garden in front of the house, because the flowers will be noticed not only by the household, but also by their guests. Designers recommend placing a flower bed at the porch of the house. An unusual and stylish solution will be to create a carpet composition where flowers create words and phrases. Hello, have a nice day, or welcome. However, experienced gardeners can make such a composition for a start. It is better to limit yourself to the simpler options represented in the photo. If the plot is dominated by tiles and concrete, then containers that lift flowers above ground level can be used to arrange flower beds. On any private land plot, the main figure is the house. It is on him that the owners spend the maximum of their efforts and cash trying to create a small tribal nest, where all relatives can enjoy rest and nature. However, no less important will be the design of the site, thanks to which you can create a luxurious park or a colorful flower garden. By putting a little effort in the spring, you can realize bold ideas and ideas that allow you to create a small flower garden on the territory of a private house. Flowers are an important component of landscape design, so their choice and method of seedings need to be given time and effort. Design features and useful tips. Flower beds are able to revive the site, make it more attractive and interesting. We immediately note that you do not need to try to bring complex compositions to life, because with the help of simple ideas and tips from professionals, you can create a mini park that captivates with its beauty and elegance. For the first time, you can choose a simple idea and clearly follow the instructions for its creation. It is worth noting that the landing should be carried out in stages. Low plants are initially planted and then high, which are located on the background. Flower beds are horizontal, vertical, in the form of alpine slides or rockers. In the form of flower beds are round, oval, square, rectangular, in the form of a star, triangular, irregular shape. The design of garden furniture with the help of miniature mosaic of seashells looks no less original. A win-win option how to decorate the front garden near the house is the use of flower crops. Harmonious mixing of them allows you to achieve the best result. Let's focus on more presentable solutions. Flower beds. If the design in front of the house includes the presence of mature trees, this can be beaten. Beautiful flower beds can be formed around tree trunks. For planting, give preference to shade-tolerant crops. Stones and succulents. A variety of succulents harmoniously decorated on the stones will be the perfect solution to complement a private house or cottage. A tandem of bright shrubs and stunned conifers. A great idea is to place miniature conifers together with bright shrubs that bloom incredibly richly. The contrast of shades is something that looks extremely interesting. Compositions of old logs or stumps. Decks, old driftwood stumps will serve as an incredible design solution for the formation of the entrance group. Fill the containers inside the logs with earth, plant flowers there, enjoy the incredible beauty. The use of hanging planters. They look great both next to the entrance group in front of the house and in the decoration of the columns located in front of the house. You can also complement them with beautiful lighting. Cactus gardens. For areas where the summer is dry enough, the ideal solution would be the use of stones, crushed stone, cacti and succulents. Such cultures are not afraid of high temperatures, and in combination with decorative elements, they will create incredibly beautiful compositions. Having studied the original ideas, adding a little of your own solutions and capabilities, the problem of how to beautifully decorate the front garden will not arise in front of you. Don't be afraid to experiment, but keep in the mind the harmony and aesthetic side of decorating.